If you've used underwater scooters in the past, you know how much fun these can be for scuba diving, snorkeling or skin diving. Now, even though they are a lot of fun, I've always found them to be rather big, heavy and expensive. But this seems to be changing now. With the introduction of LEFEET S1 PRO, the actual smallest underwater scooter in the world, LEFEET is proving that underwater scooters don't have to be any of those three. In today's video, we'll unbox the LEFEET S1 PRO and have a first look at it. Let's do it. Hi and welcome back to the channel. It's great to see all your smiling faces. In today's video, we'll be unboxing the LEFEET S1 PRO underwater scooter, which is the first of two videos about the LEFEET S1 PRO. The company LEFEET reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked me whether I was interested in reviewing or testing and reviewing their newest underwater scooter, which is the S1 PRO. I was thrilled that they've asked me and agreed to do two videos for them. The first one is the video today, which is basically just an unboxing and a first impression video of the product. We'll look at how to set it up and look at some of the specs that you can read up on their website as well. The second video then will be a proper review, because after I've done this unboxing here, in a couple of days I will be flying to Bonaire Island. Actually, by the time you watch this video, I will be on Bonaire Island holding a underwater videography workshop, and myself, Sebastian, as well as our students will have the chance to test out the LEFEET S1 PRO on Bonaire Island in real life scenarios. So after that week of testing, I'll have a very good idea on what this scooter is capable of, how you can use it, and what it might not be really the best idea to use it for. So that's going to be the second video, which will come out shortly after I get back from Bonaire Island. Now, full disclosure here, LEFEET is not paying me to make these two reviews. They have sent me the unit that we're going to be unboxing right now, and I get to keep this unit as well, but that's as far as this goes. No money is exchanging hands here, and LEFEET doesn't have a say in what I will say in this first unboxing video, as well as in the review video that will follow up a little later. They will also not get to see these videos before they get published and visible to everyone. So with that out of the way, let's get right into opening up the box. This is the box that you're gonna get when ordering your LEFEET S1 PRO. Right now, the LEFEET S1 PRO is actually discounted by $100 as sort of a launch offer that LEFEET is doing right now. If you wanna check it out, there's gonna be a link down in the video description below, so feel free to go and check it out there. So, opening up that box, which looks actually quite high quality. First, what you're gonna see is some documentation. Opening that up, you'll see a little user manual. There's some stickers, there's a spare O-ring in there, just the regular usual stuff. We'll put that aside for now. And once we take this part away, we'll see the actual scooter, the main unit that we can take out here. As you can see, the main unit, this is without the handles. We need to attach these handles first, but this is your main unit there. And as you can see, it is really, really small. I'm surprised. I was surprised when I opened it up, and I'm actually still surprised how small the thing is. When I compare it to the scooters that I used to use underwater, they were, well, at least 5 times the size of this. And it's not even that heavy. So this is probably even something that you could be taking with you on a trip aboard and transporting it on an airplane. Well, I'll know by the time I get back from Bonaire, because that's exactly what I'll be doing. Alright, so this is our main unit. We'll put that to the side for a moment and we'll have a look at the rest that is in here. So this is how the box is divided. We've got our battery here, which is fairly big and it's also quite heavy. So we'll put that to the side. We've got our two handles. Alright, so this is just the regular handle and this is your remote control handle, which you can also use to actually control the speed of the scooter. What else have we got in here? We've got a little charger for the handle this is. You've got a charging cable here for the battery. You've got a little GoPro mount, so you can mount this onto the scooter itself, so that you can mount a GoPro on there. And then you've also got your handle, this one here, that gets attached onto the top of the scooter so that you can attach the actual handles onto either side. You've also got a little lanyard in here, which we're not going to be looking at or using right now. So, having taken all that stuff out, let's close the box, put it aside, and let's see how we can set this up. So, bringing all the pieces here onto my little desk. So we've got the battery, we've got the handles, we've got the attachments there for the GoPro, some screws. Take them out here. All right. So it's actually not a lot of material that we've got here that is making up the entire unit, and as I said before, I do think that this is quite easily transportable even when you go somewhere by airplane. What I also find a very nice touch is that LEFEET is including a little tool that is just on the back side there, and this is meant to be used to attach the handles and stuff onto the main unit. So first of all, what we'll do, we'll open up the main unit and we'll be inserting the battery. Now, please make sure that you do read the instruction manual first before you do insert the battery. There is a certain way you want to do this. I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but that's how it's done. You close that up again and that's your battery installed already. The next thing you want to do is put this thing here onto the main unit. This is going to allow you to attach the two handles on either of the sides. So what you want to do before you attach that, you've got your GoPro mount. If you want to use that, you want to attach that onto the very first screw there, using one of the screws that are supplied here. And that's where the toolkit comes in handy. You can use that to attach it nicely there. Make sure that it's sort of in the right position. And that's about it. Excellent. Now we can attach this onto our main unit by basically just sliding it in here. Once we've done that, we use those two screws that are supplied. There we go. And again, we can use the tool that is supplied there to attach it properly. And then we've got only just our two handles left. Now, depending on whether you're right or left-handed, you can choose on which side you want to have these, the main handle, which is the remote control handle, which can also control the power and the mode of the scooter. I am right-handed, so I'm going to be putting that on the right side. You can just unscrew that, place it in here, screw that up again, and do the same thing with the other handle there. Like this, I'm guessing. And there you go. You've got your underwater scooter ready to be used. And that's already all it takes to set up your S1 Pro. As you can see, really simple setup. It can be done in a couple of minutes time and you're ready to jump in the water and enjoy this piece of equipment. Be careful though, underwater scooters are not toys. They can be dangerous. I'm guessing even these small ones have enough power to propel you fairly quickly through the water. So be very careful when using them if you don't have any experience with these scooters. Be careful with your ears. Make sure that you don't just drop down really quickly, otherwise you might damage your eardrums. Be very careful with that. And also when coming up, be very careful you're not exceeding your maximum ascent speed, so you're not risking any decompression sickness, any lung overexpansion or anything like that. So please be very, very careful. If you've never used these before, for the very first time, take it nice and slow and give yourself some time to get accustomed and used to using these things underwater. Now, having said that, let's have a look at a couple of specs. LEFEET themselves state that this is the smallest underwater scooter in the world to date, which I can quite easily see. And I don't know if that's really true, but from what I see size-wise here, I mean, this is tiny. Look at this thing. It really is absolutely ridiculous how small this thing is. I'm really curious to see how powerful it actually is once you get it in the water. Now, to activate it and get it ready for in-water use, you could just pull back on this main switch on the unit. You could also do the same thing on the switch here on the remote control handle. And then you've got 3 different modes that will actually be indicated. Let me just see if I can change them here. I think I need to activate this first. How do I activate this? Holding it down yeah, here we go. As soon as the green light goes on there, it's activated, the remote control. So now I can, you see it, control it, the speed through the remote control. And once that's done, here in the middle, it will show you how much battery life it's got left. And then I have a little throttle here at the very front. Using this one, the safety pin was still in. Using this one, I can activate the underwater scooter. Nice. And if I go to a lower level, very nice. I don't really feel any difference now between the first and the least and the most powerful power level, but that's something that we'll test out in the water and that I'll be able to tell you more about once I've had it in the water in the final review video that's gonna come up. What else is important to tell you? Well, LEFEET has been making these scooters for a while. Now they say that this scooter in particular has an increased power of 14% compared to their previous model, and that the battery life is 16% higher than on their previous model. I can't really judge that because I don't know their previous model, but it's always good to have more of power and battery life. It is waterproof down to 40 meters, so for any recreational diving purposes, this is more than enough. I would generally recommend using these scooters not too deep down. I'm probably only going to be using it down to about 20, maybe 25 meters. I don't really see much of a purpose using it at any deeper depth. Something else that is really cool is that you can actually use these scooters in a modular way. So you're not limited to just one unit, you can also put more than one unit together and use the combined power to propel you through the water. There is different attachments, so you can attach these to your tank for whatever reason you would want to do this. And there's also handles that you can use it as sort of a one-handed operation. There's different ways how you can use these scooters, but they're basically in a modular way. That's sort of the message behind the whole thing, which is not a bad thing, because if you find that one scooter is too weak for the purpose that you want to use it in, you can add a second one and have a more powerful unit that way. What I really like is that the unit can be controlled by a remote control, which is the handle here. And if you have more than just one unit, you can control them all simultaneously by using one remote control, which is great, because then even if you have two sitting side by side, you only need one handle and you can control both of them with one handle at the same time, which makes your life really easy and the use of these scooters quite comfortable in my opinion. So we've seen now that these underwater scooters don't have to be big or heavy anymore like they used to be in the past, but we still don't know how much these things cost. Well, in the past they would cost several $1,000s to get a underwater scooter that would have enough power to get you through the water as a scuba diver, in particular if you're using some sort of camera on top of it. I can't really say whether this is powerful enough or not yet, but if it is, as the manufacturer says, then this really is a steal. These underwater scooters, the S1 Pro by LEFEET, they sell regularly at $859. And as I mentioned earlier on, right now there is a special offer with a $100 discount. And you can get that by using the link down in the video description below. So what is my opinion, my first impression of the LEFEET S1 Pro? Honestly speaking, I do really like what I'm seeing here. Contrary to what I said at the beginning, scooters don't have to be heavy, they don't have to be big, and they don't have to be expensive, as the S1 Pro proves. Now, if this scooter is strong enough, powerful enough to comfortably get me through the water and through my dive, then I'll be more than happy to keep using this as my regular scooter. It's hard to imagine that this tiny thing will have enough power, but I'm open to be surprised once I get onto Bonaire Island. I do think that it makes a very nice first impression. It seems to be built in a very solid and good way. It seems to be high quality from what I can tell right now, and I will definitely let you know more about that impression once we've had a chance to test it out in the water and get a bit more of experience using it while actually being underwater. So with having said that, I want to bring this video to an end. Hopefully it was a useful video to you and you got something out of it, and basically a bit of an idea of what you can expect when purchasing the LEFEET S1 Pro. Now, if you want to see how the LEFEET S1 Pro performs in water, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so you're not missing out that follow-up video, the complete review that will come up in a couple of weeks here on the channel. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please do hit that like button. You know it means a lot to me. Until next time, enjoy capturing your underwater adventures, whether it is with or without an underwater scooter, and I will see you guys next week. Oh, beautiful.